Hi guys, welcome to this Facebook live show. And I think some of you have already joined us. If you can see and you can hear me or can see my screen, guys, just type OK in chat. Let me know if this is working. We are now live on Facebook and YouTube as well, guys. Type OK in the chat if you can see and you can hear me. I think we have like more than 50 of you on board already, guys. Just type OK in the chat if you can see and you can hear me before we get on right now. And I'd like to acknowledge all of you for being early today. All right. Okay, awesome. So I think I can see your comments, guys. Baksun, okay. Thanks, Flora, Sally, Jenny. Awesome. Good to see you guys. Jerome. Okay, good. Thanks, Lynette. Hi, Prasad. Good evening. Jenny as well. Hi there. Good to see you guys here. All right, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stocks, right? Ask Me Any Stocks. So this is what we do every few weeks to a month. And, I pretty much go on this Facebook live show whereby I go through the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on in the Singapore market, right? So that's pretty much what this show is about. Ask me any stocks, and I'll do a quick market outlook in a bit. Maybe you look at the Dow Jones, maybe even the STI, and look at the charts. And then after that, we'll do a live poll on some of the stocks that you guys want, and I'll pick the top 7 or 8 most popular Singapore stocks, and we'll dive into them live. I'll analyze it for you guys, whether to buy, to sell, to do nothing, to hold, and all that. We'll pretty much dive into all the stocks that you guys are asking as well. We'll try to cover as many as possible, and make sure you stay all the way to the end, guys, because if you stay all the way to the end, and that's where after covering the stocks that you guys are asking about, and that's where I will share with you one stock that I like as well. All right, so make sure you stay all the way to the end. All right, if you want to know one stock that I like, that will be reviewed at the end as well. I'll go through the charts and why I like it and how perhaps you could also put them in your watch list. All right, sounds good, guys. So how many of you want me to do a quick market outlook? Just type M for market if you want me to do a quick market outlook. All right, look through the charts. Maybe for Dow Jones, type M in the chat, guys. Let me know. And for those of you who have just joined us, welcome. All right, you're not late. We just started only, and welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stock. If you have not seen me before, we are scrolling through Facebook or YouTube stream, and you see me. Hi, my name is Joey Choy, top tier advisor, trader in Phillip Securities, and pretty much in this very Facebook live show, we are talking about Singapore stocks, the Singapore stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on. You could be thinking to buy, maybe thinking to get out, don't know what to do. All right, I will just dive right into it, the most popular one. All right, and that's what will happen, right? And stay all the way to the end because I will share with you one stock that I like after going through the stocks, right? So I see a lot of you have came aboard. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Chili. Good to see you here as well. Jeff. Hi, Emily. Awesome. Okay, very good. So let's get on right now to the market. And by the way, guys, would it be okay if you guys help me to like and share? All right, help me to like and share. There should be a like button and share so that we can reach out to more people and we can do the poll as well. Help me to like and share. Click the little heart icon as well. Click the heart icon, guys. Thank you so much. So we can reach out to more people and share as well. So once you share it, then this video will be on your profile so that you can easily find as well. Thank you so much for all the love. Click. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, click the like and share, guys. All right, so that we can reach out to more people. All right, and we can do the live poll in a bit. All right, so let me just go ahead to look at the markets, right? The Dow Jones right now before we look at the Singapore stocks that you guys want a quick opinion, right? So this is the Dow Jones, right? This is Dow Jones trading at about 33,944, right? So you can see that for Dow Jones, right, over the past 3 weeks to a month, we have seen a couple of weakness whereby we kind of like sold off. We went to a low of around 33,000, and bargain hunting came back. So I would say right now, in terms of the support, right, in terms of the support, we are seeing a bit of support right over here, somewhere around that 32,500. So about 32,500 to about that 33,000. You can see that we hit it there, and then buyers started to come back up. So selling has happened, right, since 2-3 months back, and we have seen selling from above 35,000. You can see that broke down. We consolidated a bit, all right, broke down that 34,000 again, and you can see right now that is the range right now, right, about 32,500 to about that 34,000, right, 34,000. So at least we have found a little bit of support, and I think the news that has been playing out over the past few weeks, we've seen weakness would be the same old news about rate hikes because inflation is still at a rather high level, all right? And the Fed came out and said that they would have to keep rates higher for longer, even to next year as well, all right? And that's where the market got a little bit shaky, all right? We broke down certain support and hit down. And of course, we have this, unfortunate, event of Israel and Hamas war, all right? And, that has led to some weakness in the market as well because the situation has escalated a little bit, all right? So there are ongoing tensions in the Middle East as well, all right? So hopefully things get better, but that has been pretty much the reason why the market has sold off and we are seeing a little bit of uncertainty in the market. But for Dow Jones, right? So just take note of this key level right here. The Dow Jones would be this 32,500. That was the level that we have rebounded from somewhere in May. And I feel that if we hold above this level, it's still okay, all right? It's not really in a very firm downtrend or like we are crashing down all the way. I think as long as some of those key supports level are holding, all right, it's still pretty okay for the market, all right? So that's for Dow Jones, right? Let's take a look at maybe the STI. How many of you want me to go through the STI? Just type S in chat, guys. If you want me to go through the STI as well before we dive right into the Singapore stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on, right? Just type S in the chat if you want me to go through the STI, all right? Type S in chat. So for those of you who are just joining us, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stocks. And what happens is I've just gone through a quick run through of the Dow Jones and we're looking at the STI right now. And after that, we'll go through the Singapore stocks that you guys want a quick opinion. I will pick the most popular Singapore stocks and I'll share with you one stocks that I like at the end. All right. So SSS, Penny S, Alex S, John S, Awesome Chin S. Okay, good. Let's go to the STI, the Straits Times Index in Singapore to see how it fares. Compared to the Dow Jones, right? So you can see that for the STI, right, we are trading at about 3,071, all right? So it is back to this very critical, I would say, support level that has been holding, I would say, for more than 2 years now. So let me just highlight it for you right away here. I would say this level would be, you're going to give it a bit of allowance, the 3,000, all right, 3,000 psychological level. Look at this right here. This was where we were just last year when the market sold off. And we staged a very firm rebound from here all the way to 3,320, all right, and consolidated. So 3,000, just take note, guys, that would be a really key support level whereby we can expect some bargain hunting to come back because we have been holding above this level since 2021, early of 2021. So it's almost, all right, almost like 3 years. It's a few more months and then it'll be like almost 3 years already that this level is holding, all right? And also somewhere around that 3,000, 3050. Right? Look at this right over here. You can see that that was where we rebounded a couple of times. 3050. Look at this right here. So a couple of times we have rebounded. Let me just draw this zone for you, right? For the entire STI, right over here. So about 3,000 to 3050. Right? That is a very, very attractive zone. If you're looking to kind of like take a position in the entire index, the STI ETF, or perhaps some of the blue chips like the banks, all right? That is pretty much where we could see some strength coming back in the market. So as long as we stay above this level, I would say that, the STI is still okay. All right, we might just be seeing a bit of short-term weakness because you can see right now that the 20 days moving average, just green line, this 20 days moving average line is kind of pointing down. So that's what we call the short-term 20 days moving average. So as long as we stay below it, all right, it doesn't look that, good. All right, in the short term, we might see a bit of weakness and that's what's happening. Right, we broke that 3150, a bit of support here around 3150. Let me just draw it for you. You can see we have been holding since May, all right, a couple of rebounds, 1, 2, 3, but unfortunately over the past week we broke this 3150 when the market weakened, the US weakened, and we are back to this 3,000 to 3050. So just take note of this zone, right? 3,000 to 3050. That would be a very key level for the entire market, all right, whereby we really want to stay above for this sideways consolidation to happen. So we could potentially see a rebound again from 3,000 all the way back to maybe like 3,002 to 3,003. All right, so that the market has been pretty much moving sideways. I would say for the STI compared to the US, we have seen much more weakness last year due to rate hikes and inflation and all that. But for STI, it is pretty much sideways. So that is a good support that has been holding for the past 2 over years, right? The 3,000 to 3050. All right, so that is pretty much the STI. That's pretty much the STI, right? So let me know, guys, what are some of the stocks? Okay, before we go on to the stocks, guys, let's go ahead to do a poll, right? Let's go ahead to do a poll right now. All right, so let me just go ahead to pull out this poll right here. Okay, and turn it on. Okay, so let's do a live poll right now, whereby you can let me know what are some of the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on. So let me just get you the link. All right, let me just get you the link, and I'll place the link in the chat. All right, so that is the link. Yeah, so that is the link, guys, to click on it, all right, and you can go ahead to take part in this poll, or you can go to www.slido.com. The code is AMAS19, all right, to take part in this poll, right? That is the link, guys. Let me know if this is working. Type yes in chat if this link is working, all right, or you can scan this QR code if you're on your phone, all right. Yes, I think this is working, guys. Go ahead to click on the link, type the name of some of the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on, all right, just one name, one line, all right, total of these 3 stocks, and submit it, guys, all right, submit it, and that's where you can take part in this poll, whereby I will go through, all right, some of, so AMAS19, guys, is the code to join the live poll, right? So don't type it in the poll, right? Once you're on that page, you can type in the name of the stocks that you want. So, okay, so that is the link. Is the link working, guys? Let me know if the link is working. I think it should be working, all right? So just click on the link, and the link is in the chat. And that's where you could take part in the poll, all right, until one stock, one line, and submit it. And that's where you can take part in the poll, all right? Okay, so this is live, guys. This is live right now. So let's take a look at it in a few minutes. All right, guys. So, yeah, just a few more minutes. I think this is working right now. Let me know, guys, for those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this Facebook live show, and we have just pretty much covered the markets, and we are going to go through the Singapore stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on. So right now we are doing like a live poll. I've placed the link in the chat. I think some of you are typing, you're talking typing like 𝐷𝐶𝐸, Lee Keng, you're talking about SIA as well, UOB. Go ahead to click on the link, or you can simply scan the QR code right here on my screen to take part in this live poll. So once you are on this page, whereby you can just type the name of the stock. So I believe you guys can see the name of the stock. So go ahead to, if you see the names that you like over here as well, go ahead to, type the same name. And if you have a lot of people asking about it, that's where I will go through it. All right. Okay, so just a few more minutes, all right? Let me know what are 3 Singapore stocks that you want to be covered today. We have like almost more than 100 of you joining us already. Welcome, guys, to this Facebook live show. Okay, Simon, you're talking about, you're typing SIA as well. Go ahead to type it in the chat. It seems like SIA is pretty popular. All right, type it in the live poll. So that is the link. Let me just get the link for you guys again right over here. All right, so I've just placed the link in the chat. Click on the link in the chat to take part in this live poll. So just 30 more seconds, guys, 30 more seconds before we go ahead to choose the top popular Singapore stocks. I'll try my best to cover as many as possible. It seems like SIA is pretty popular. All right, let's see, where is it? As you can see, guys, this is live, or this is happening right now. Okay, so we are doing a live poll of the Singapore stocks that you want a quick opinion on. Maybe we have time, we even go through the system that I have to see what it says. Right, so I do have a system whereby it alerts us to stocks like this, and also guide us on entry and exit based on some of the bullish and bearish signals. So we have like more than 50 of you taking part in the poll. All right, so I think this is working. If you have already entered your stocks here, and you can see your stocks right here, then it should be working. All right, so let me go ahead to see. All right, so a few more seconds, guys, a few more seconds. Okay, good. So let me just go ahead to just pause the poll in a bit, guys. I think we have quite a little bit of stocks right now. And I would say that the most popular one, let's see, right? We have what we call 𝐶TRUM, 𝐶TRIUM, 𝐶TRUM. We have Sun Power. I think Sun Power, no idea why is it so popular. Sun Power. We have Genting Singapore right here. So Genting Singapore. Let's see, we have 𝐷𝐶𝐬, SEMB, 𝐷𝐶𝐬 Industry, all right, 𝐷𝐶𝐬 Industry. So we have just 4 stocks right now I've chosen, all right, 𝐶TRUM, SunPower, Genting Singapore, and 𝐷𝐶EV Industry. Let me know, guys, if that is what you want, all right, if that's what you want, type a 1 in the chat if you guys are actually asking about this 4 stocks, 𝐶TRUM, SunPower, Genting Singapore, 𝐷𝐶EV Industry. Let me see what is popular as well. We have 𝐈𝐲𝑠T as well. All right, 𝐈𝐲𝑠T is pretty popular as well. All right, let me see. So we have 𝐈𝐲𝑠T at number 5. 𝐈𝐲𝑠T. Let's see. All right, and we have. Let's see. We have SI. Wait, let me see. Where's SIA? Okay, SIA as well. SIA is pretty popular as well. Singapore Airlines, SIA. What about? Okay, just 2 more. All right, 2 more. SIA, and we have, let's see, Franken. Franken is pretty popular as well. Franken. All right, so right now, guys, I've chosen like 7 stocks: 𝐶TRUM, SunPower, Genting Singapore. Number 4 is 𝐷𝐶EV Industry. Number 5 is 𝐈𝐲𝑠T. Number 6 is SIA. Number 7 is Franken. And let me just choose 1 more. All right, 1 more stock. Let's see. Right, let's see. We have maybe. Okay, I think we have one of the banks that is very popular. We have UOB. All right, what is UOB? UOB seems like we have like more than 15 votes for that. UOB. All right, so UOB. All right, so guys, that's it. I've just chosen 8 stocks for now, all right? And I hope that, let me just stop the poll right now, all right? Let me just stop the poll and bring this up right over here, all right? And let's see, all right. Okay, good. So guys, I've pretty much chosen a total of 8 stocks for now. If we have more time, I will try to cover. But right now, guys, we're going to go through the stocks that you guys are asking about, all right? So welcome to this Facebook Live show, guys. If you're just joining us, welcome. All right, we have only just started, and I've just done the live poll of some of the top Singapore stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on. So let me just tell you what are the 8 stocks. All right, and they are: number 1, 𝐶TRUM; number 2, SunPower; number 3, Genting Singapore; number 4, 𝐷𝐶EV Industry; number 5 is 𝐈𝐲𝑠T; number 6, SIA; number 7, Franken; number 8 is UOB. All right, so I hope that these are the stocks that you guys are asking about. Type Y for yes if you know any of these stocks are what you're asking about. Type Y for yes in the chat, guys. If it is those stocks that you're asking about. I mean, I picked the most popular, so hopefully at least got 1 or 2 that you guys are definitely asking for. Type Y for yes if I have picked some of those that you guys were actually asking about. Type Y. All right, so these are pretty much the stocks right here. All right, so 𝐶TRUM, SunPower, Genting Singapore, 𝐷𝐶EV Industry, 𝐈𝐲𝑠T, SIA, Franken, and UOB. So before we go ahead to talk about these stocks, guys, would it be okay if you help me to like and share? All right, so we can reach out to more people. All right, we have slowly almost 200 of you joining us in this Facebook Live show already. All right, so very good. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for being over here. All right, so I'll do my best to make sure that all of you learn something or take away something, not just about the stocks, but perhaps you could learn a little bit in terms of the how to analyze and you know how to look at the stock yourself as well. All right, so let's go on to the first stock, and that would be 𝐶TRUM. All right, 𝐶TRUM, I think that is a very popular stock. Let's take a look at it right now. All right, so 𝐶TRUM is one of those stocks that we like as well. It's rather popular, all right, and it has been rather, I would say, volatile over the past few weeks as well. All right, so this is 𝐶TRUM, right? So maybe you can let me know, guys, in the chat, what do you guys think about 𝐶TRUM right now? I mean, in terms of is it looking more bullish or bearish right now before I analyze the stock right now? Is it more bullish or bearish? So type bear or type bull if it's more bullish or bearish. Let me know, guys, in chat if it's more bullish or bearish before I look at this stock called 𝐶TRUM. All right, type in chat, guys. Is it bull or bear? All right, is it more bullish or bearish right now? Or, you know, how do we look right now before I go ahead to analyze it for you guys? Bearish. James, you're saying it's a bit more bearish. Alan, bearish. Jolene, you're saying it's a bit more bearish as well. Okay, more bearish. So most of you are a little bit more bearish as well. All right. Okay, let's go into discover. Thank you. All right. So this is 𝐶TRUM trading at about 0.113, right? 0.113. So I'll say that for 𝐶TRUM, all right, it was actually holding quite well. In fact, we were actually looking at this stock, you know, past couple of months, whereby it was holding quite well. right, above that 0.130 support. So 0.130, to be honest, that was kind of like the support level, whereby you can see right here, it was the resistance, we broke above it, and we were actually consolidating above 0.130. So I was kind of like, expecting that, if it holds above 0.130, we might consolidate, the trend indicators all slowly start to point up, and eventually, if we were to break above that 0.150, write it down, guys, the 15 cents, that would be critical. If you can break above the 15 cents after consolidating above 13 cents, so 13 to 15 cents, it consolidates and it breaks 15 cents, great, right? That is where I would definitely call for this stock, and that's where, if the volume is strong, we look at certain things like the candlestick, the price action, and if all these are all looking good, I think this stock can really start to move up to the next higher phase if it breaks the 15 cents. But the thing here is that it didn't, right? It did. The market weakened, so let me just remove all these things, right? Remove it, and you could see that, after consolidating just slightly above that 13 cents right here, just a couple of weeks back, in fact, a month back, we broke down this 13 cents. So 13 cents was a very good support level. Look at this, right? It was a resistance, support level. And can you see, guys, when we broke down that 13 cents here, somewhere in February, at the beginning of the year, we actually traded all the way down to where? All right, where did we trade down? Right, we traded down to that 10 cents level. Why 10 cents? Well, because you can see that 10 cents just last year, that was a really key support as well. So 13 cents, if that breaks, it's not so good. I would say the short term, we can potentially see a bit of weakness, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. In fact, I'm not saying that it will hit to 10 cents like what it did, but there is a probability right now that we could be a bit more bearish, right? And we could be heading towards that same support level right over here, pretty much from here to here to here. You can see, guys, right? That is pretty much the same 10 cent support, whereby hopefully some bargain hunting can come back again. Does it make sense, guys? So that is pretty much for 𝐶, right? In the short term, it was looking good, but when it broke that 13 cents, it just looked a little bit more bearish in the short term. Started to trade lower from 13 to 12. Now it's about 0.113, maybe a little bit of support at 11 cents. But if that gives way, I think pretty much we're heading back to this support level right over here. So let me just draw it for you. All right, I think that 10 cents level, can you guys see it right over here? Right, the 10 cents level is very critical, right? We want to let it, if you're looking to buy, I think it's good to kind of let it stabilize there, see whether the short-term trend can stabilize and maybe even turn up. If that happens, great. If not, right, if we break the 10 cents and not good, that's where we could even push lower. So normally what we're going to do is that when we see prices heading towards a support level, all right, we want to see some stability. We don't want to rush because we don't know whether the support level can hold. All right, we want to wait for at least some signs of the trend turning up in the short term, right? So if you want to learn a little bit more in terms of the strategy and all that, guys, you can attend one of my free webinars. All right, today's live Facebook live, all right, Ask Me Any Stock is pretty much just to cover the stocks that you guys want a quick opinion on, all right? It's not really to share with you the entire strategy and everything like that. That will take too much time, all right? So if you want to find out a little bit more in terms of the, the entire strategy, how we have a system to guide us and all that, go ahead to attend one of those live webinar. Let me just put the link. In fact, I think we have another live webinar next week. I just placed the link in the chat. All right, I just placed the link in the chat, guys. Go ahead to click on it later, save it somewhere so you can attend a live webinar whereby I'll share with you a little bit more on the strategy and all that. But today's session is pretty much just to dive right into the stock and guide you very quickly on what to do and what not to do, right? So I think right now for 𝐶, a bit of weakness, right? Just be careful. If 11 cents with the break, most likely you hit to about 10 cents. We stabilize there, like what we see in beginning of the year. Last year as well, 1, 2, 3, rebounded. And if that happens, great, all right? Potentially, that could be a support level. We might consolidate and hopefully make our way back up again, right, all the way to like 13 and then 15 cents again, all right? So that is for 𝐶. In fact, let me take a look at what I have in terms of my 1GT system. So for those of you who don't know, as I say, guys, if you want to find out a little bit more on the system that we have and the whole strategy behind, you can attend one of those free webinars. I've just placed the link in the chat, but today is just to go through very quickly on 𝐶. So you can see for 𝐶, rather volatile, right? In last year, we got a couple of bullish signals. So this is a system called 1GT system, whereby it alerts us on counters like these, whether is it bullish or bearish, and it comes out with bullish or bearish signals. So a green arrow like pointing up right over here, that was in October last year. Look at this right here, green arrow up, was a green bar, pretty good uptrend. It went from like 11 cents to 0.138, about 14 cents, another green bar. All right, and then we got like bearish signal and start coming down. All right, so let's take a look at where we are right now. So you can see that for 𝐶 it was actually quite good, as I mentioned, right? We got the bullish signal in July. It went up from like 13 cents to 15 cents. Then we got an exit. Same thing, went up, but somewhere around September, look at this, right? Somewhere around like September, we got bearish signal. Look at this red bar. So a red bar down, pointing down, not so good, a little bit more bearish. And you can see when we had this red bar, a bearish signal, it started to all the way down, rebounded a little bit, another bearish signal start coming out, went all the way down again. So right now, as I say, it just looks a little bit more bearish, all right, because first thing, all right, it broke that 13 cents, not so good, all right, and it just looks a bit more bearish for now. Maybe all the way to 10 cents. As I say, if 10 cents would be a very good support level, if we can maybe go towards the 10 cent, we see an exit or like a new bullish signal, great, that could kind of like lead the reversal back up. We'll see if that happens, all right, but 10 cents must hold, right? 0.10, that is pretty much the very key support level that must hold, right, for any reversal to happen all the way back to 13 and even 15 cents. All right, so that is pretty much 𝐶 and stock number one. Stock number one, right? How many of you want to go to stock number two? All right, stock number two would be like SunPower. Type of two, guys. Type of two in chat if you're following me so far. All right, and you're getting what I'm talking about regarding the stock, and I've done a quick analysis. You're a bit clearer. Type of two in the chat, guys. If you want me to go to stock number two, right? For those of you who are just joining us right now, welcome to this Facebook live show called Ask Me Any Stock. And what happens was, I've pretty much done a live poll. I've done a live poll of some of the stocks that you guys were actually asking about, the most popular stock, right? And we have picked up like 8 stocks. We've picked up 8 stocks. So the 8 stocks we've covered we've covered 𝐶. Stock number 2 is SunPower. Number 3, Genting Singapore. Number 4, Sembcorp Industry. Number 5 is iFAST. Number 6, SIA. Number 7, Franklin. Number 8 is UOB. So I hope that these are the stocks that you guys are asking about. So let's go to stock number 2, which will be SunPower, right? SunPower. Let's take a look at it. SunPower. Not too sure who is asking about SunPower. All right, so let's see, right? So SunPower is at about 0.25. So I was saying for SunPower, it is a little bit more. What do you guys think? Is it more bearish or up or down? More up or more down? Type in the chat, guys, so that you guys can follow as well. What do you guys think about the trend right now for SunPower? Is it more up or is it more down, right? Let me know, guys. Type in the chat. What do you guys think about SunPower before I do a quick analysis? All right, let's see. Down, D for down, right? Jolene is saying it's a bit of down. Dave down. Norman down. Alex down. Down. Jerome down. So mostly down. I would say that is correct. All right, correct. You can see that pretty much the trend has been pointing down, right? Not just like a couple of weeks back, but since last year. Or you can draw what we call downward sloping channel resistance line connecting the highs, right? So it's pretty much what we call lower highs, and this is what we call a downward sloping channel resistance. So as long as we form, lower highs, it stays below this red line, it's not so good, right? We are in a downtrend, and you want to be a bit more careful holding on to stocks like this, because it can just go down and down, especially if it breaks the support level, it can still hit lower. And you can see that for SunPower, I'm not too sure who is the one asking about this stock, but it seems a little bit more illiquid, right? Illiquid, that means not much, I would say, trading activity based on what we see from the candles. A couple of days whereby it's just dash. So it just shows a little bit more illiquid, all right? And we try not to go on for illiquid stocks like this, all right? So I would say that if the support level, so we might be seeing this support here around that 20 cents. Look at this, right? So this is the 20 cents support level. It was the support last in about 2 years back in 2020. You can see right over here, we hit it there, rebounded, and now we are making our way back down again, back to that 20 cents. So just be careful, right? I'm not saying that it will break down, but we might just consolidate. And if the 20 cents break down, not good. That is where the downtrend can happen to the new phase. All right, we might see more weakness. All right, so this is pretty much SunPower, the stock number 2. All right, let's move on to the Genting Singapore. Genting Singapore, I think a lot of you are asking about Genting Singapore as well. Let's see. All right, let's see. Okay, good. So this is Genting Singapore, trading at about 0.875, right? 0.875. So let's take a look at Genting Singapore and how is it doing right now. Okay, so you can see that for Genting Singapore, right, it was actually one of those my favorite stock just last year, end of last year, all right? And beginning of the year, it was actually really strong, right? The uptrend was intact. We were actually trading below this 0.85 level, all right? And when it broke that 0.85 level, you can see that it really started to push up, right? Started to push up all the way, right? And we had a call for it. I think I called for it when it broke the 85 cents and started to push up from 85 to 90, $1, all the way to about $1.20, whereby we saw some selling coming back, right? And since then, weakness have set in, and we have traded lower, all the way, down towards that same 85-cent support level, 85-cent support level, right? So let's see, are there any signs of the trend turning back up after the selling that we have seen over the past 4 to 5 months, right? So you can see that for 𝐿, right, what happens is that you can see that the trend, right, has started to turn from an uptrend to a downtrend somewhere around here. So this was a pretty good uptrend. As I mentioned, we broke that 0.85. The 100 days moving average was pointing up. The blue line 200 days moving average was pointing up as well. So pretty strong uptrend. But then we broke certain support like the $1. So let me just draw it for you right over here. This was a $1 support level, right? You can see we just broke down, all right? Even this support at about 110. It didn't hold as well. It broke down. All right. And sellers just came back, consolidated. We broke the 90 cents and we sold off as well. Right. So a little bit more bearish. I would say that yes, found what we call lower highs, until, all right, over the past like 1 month, all right, or past 2 weeks, we have found a little bit of support coming back. So 85 cents would be a very key level whereby hopefully there could be some support coming back. So we have kind of like broken down a little bit, but buyers actually started to come back around that 82, all right, 82 level. And we were actually consolidating right over here. Can you see, guys? It was consolidating right here, just from 82 to 85. And over the past, like, 1-2 days, we managed to attempt to break above this 85 cents level, right? So we managed to break above this 85 cents level, which is potentially a good thing, because all this while, you can see that we have been making lower highs, right? So just been, look at this, right? So how we look at it a bit, right? So it's been like swing up and down, consolidate, break, consolidate, break. It was a consolidation here. We broke down, consolidate, break, right? So all this while, we were actually consolidating. We break the support, and we hit lower. So the trend is pretty much down since like May, April, right? It was just breaking down, consolidating and breaking down. But over the past 2 weeks, right, we are starting to see at least, right, not very clear, it's only like 1-2 days, guys, but over the past like 1 week, at least we are seeing some signs of it not just consolidating and breaking down. So for example, right, let's say we have seen the support here. So it broke the 85 cents, and we might have another support right here at about that 82, right? So what it could do, let me just draw it for you, right? So what it could do, like what it has been doing, it could actually consolidate. It broke down, it consolidate, and it might break that 82 to 80, and it might consolidate, break down again. It might actually trade lower. So that is what it has been doing for the past like 5 to 6 months. But for 𝐿, over the past like 2-3 days, you can see that we finally managed to break above a key resistance level, all right? And that would be that 85 cents. These 85 cents that I talk about, right? Look at this right here. It was a very key resistance. We broke up, and the rally really started all the way up. So same thing here. We have broken above that 85 cents, though it is only like 1 or 2 days, all right? But I think that could be a good, potential signal that we might start to see a reversal. Hopefully, all right? Hopefully, we want to stay above this 85 cents. I mean, you don't want it to like just break for 1 day and then like come back down again. Of course, it's not so good, right? But if we stay above this 85 cents, that could be a potential start of a reversal. So we need a bit more confirmation, right? We might just consolidate from 85 to 90. Great, it holds above a higher support, 85, and eventually it breaks at 90 right over here. Great, all right, that is where potentially we could see a firmer signs of a reversal slowly back up. But right now, it's only 1-2 days, I mentioned. There are some signs of the short-term trend just starting to turn up, but we need a little bit more confirmation, and that will come if we can stay above that 85 cents over the next few days, or maybe over the next 1 or 2 weeks. All right, so now we are like 0.875, which is okay, all right? And you can see, guys, in terms of the 20 days moving average, look at this, right? So this is the 20 days moving average line, and all this while, the 20 days moving average, when we covered it right over here when it broke 0.85 November last year, this 20 days moving average was pointing up, 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 up. Right, makes sense, right? But somewhere around here, when it broke that $1.10, you can see the 20 days moving average was sloping down. So not so good 20 days moving average, short-term moving average, pointing down with prices below it. Look at this right here, just pointing down, flat down. It just shows that, in the short-term trend is pointing down. So that is why we are seeing weakness. But over the past 1 to 2 weeks, look at this, right? The 20 days moving average. As I say, it's not very clear, but you can see right now that the 20 days moving average, is it still pointing down? Let me know, guys, in chat, guys, is the 20 days, this green line right here, is the 20 days moving average still pointing down right now or pointing up? Let me know, guys, in chat, is it pointing down or pointing up? All right, let me know in chat, what do you guys think about this 20 days moving average line? Right, so you guys can take away a little bit of something in terms of the trend, right? Type U for up, D for down in the chat, guys, if you feel that this 20 days moving average, the green line, is starting to just point up or down, right? It's pointing up or down, or maybe sideways, right up here. So it's up, up, up. I think Tom, some up as well, up, Dave, up, Sito, up, right? Very good, right? So you can see that this 20 days moving average, all this while, since like, May, April, as I say, right? The 20 days moving average was clearly pointing down, 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 flat a little bit, but still down, right? But somehow, once we have found this support around 82, we consolidated below 85, and now we have broke above 85. The 20 days moving average starting to point up. I'm not too sure whether it'll start to point out over the next 1 week, but if we can stay above this 85 cents, let me just turn this to green color right here. As I say, if you can stay above that 85 cents level over the next few weeks, that's where the 20 days moving average will gradually start to point up, and that would lead to more signs, all right, of the reversal slowly taking shape all the way back up, right, from 85 to 90. We might break 90, as I say, to push even higher. Does it make sense, guys? Type MS in the chat if that makes sense to you. All right, if you're still following me, type MS in the chat, and maybe we'll take a look at what it says on my system as well. All right, so type MS, makes sense, right? If this makes sense to you, all right, and you're following me so far on the second stock, on the third stock, right? So we have covered Seatrium, SunPower, and Genting Singapore, all right? So let me know, all right? And let's take a look at the system, right? So this is for Genting Singapore as well. So as I say, guys, we have a system, all right, that guides us on entry and exit. So, for Genting Singapore since last year, like September, October, it was one of those really good bullish stocks. Look at this, right? We got this bullish signal in October last year. It was around 75 cents. And, we got this bullish signal, went all the way up. We got an exit, another bullish signal, went up, another bullish signal. So it went up all the way from what we say about 75 to 80 cents, all the way to like 115, all right? And that's where there were some signs of weakness, right? In terms of, exit signals coming out. And then we have bearish. Look at these guys. We have like bearish signals coming out. Look at it, right? So that was in May, right? So since May, it was just looking a little bit more bearish, right? We broke certain support, and as mentioned, we broke the $1.10. A bearish signal came out, all the way down. Another bearish signal went down, and you can see the trend bar turned from green to red as well. So not so good if the bar is red plus you get a bearish signal. All right, you just want to be a bit more careful. So that's how a system can guide you. I mean, not only to just buy and buy, but also when to get out, especially if you see signs of weakness. Does it make sense? All right. So we actually had a couple of bearish signals since May, all right, for Genting Sing, and it went all the way down. So let's take a look at where we are right now. So you can see that over the past few days, in fact, just today, all right, we got this new bullish signal coming out right here. We got this new bullish signal coming out. All right, finally, since May, it was just red arrow down, bearish and bearish. But today, finally, because we have gone above that 85 cents, that's a good level. So this system is kind of like, we have programmed it, we have done all the back testing and all that. And we got this bullish signal coming out at about, as it broke that 85 cents level. So that, as I say, it's only 1 or 2 days, but that could be a good signal if it stays above 85 cents for the reversal to potentially continue, all right, as long as we stay above 85 cents, right? So that's one thing to note, right? So finally, a bullish signal after 4 to 5 months of just going down and down and down. All right, so that is for Genting Singapore. So if you want to find out, guys, as I said, you want to find out a little bit more on like the system and all that, how to get access to this system as well, go ahead to attend one of those free webinar. Let me just place the link in the chat again. All right, let me place the link in the chat whereby you can attend one of those free webinar to learn a bit more on the entire strategy behind the system. All right, the entire one good trend strategy. All right, today, as I say, we're just diving into the stocks that you guys are asking about. So that is pretty much what we're doing. All right, we don't have time to talk about the whole framework or strategy. So let me just show you guys. For those of you who have just joined us, what happens is that we have done a live poll. All right, so that was pretty much a live poll, and we have stopped the poll already, but we have covered like about 3 stocks already: Seatrium, SunPower, and Genting Singapore. So let's move on to the stock number 4, which would be 𝐷𝐶𝐶 Industry. All right, so I kind of like picked the most popular stocks right over here, and that was pretty much the poll that we have done. All right, so let's take a look at the 4th stock, which would be 𝐷𝐶𝐶 Industry. Right, 𝐷𝐶𝐶 Industry. Let's take a look at it. Let's see how it is. Right. Okay, so this is 𝐷𝐶𝐶 Industry, right? And I would say 𝐷𝐶𝐶 Industry would be one of those stocks, in fact, one of my favorite stocks, I would say, since last year, right? In fact, how many of you are clients of mine in Phillip Securities? Type client, guys, type client in the chat if you are a client of mine in Phillip Securities, because we open up for clients as well. I think some of you might be scrolling through Facebook. You might just join us on this Facebook Live as well. But if you're a client of mine in Phillip Securities, just type client so that I know how many of you are clients here. Type client in the chat, guys, if you are a client of mine. By the way, guys, for those of you who have not seen me before, you're just scrolling through Facebook and looking at me, seeing me, all right? You don't know who I am. My name is Joey Choy, top-tier advisor, trader in Phillip Securities, and I also teach people how to trade the stock market with confidence, right? So I think we have quite a bit of clients over here as well. Thank you for your support, kids. Awesome. Ryan, Jolene, Lina, Michael, Sito, clients. So quite a bit of clients over here. So as a client, I think all of you would have been receiving my team's, I get my team to send out what we call daily WhatsApp broadcasts, whereby we do share some of those top stock ideas, all right? And you can see that 𝐷𝐶𝐶 Industry, guys, I believe most of you have received it, all right, whereby we have called for it since last year. And this is probably one of the top performing stock since last year. Of course, past 1 month, we did see a bit of weakness, but since last year, it was one of those pretty strong uptrending stock that's been pushing higher from like $2, $2.50, $3, all the way to $6, right? And then we saw selling come back. So a lot of clients right here. And by the way, guys, if you are not yet a client and you want to get some of my top, ideas as a client of mine daily by WhatsApp, all right, let me just send you the link in case I think some of you are privately messaging me how to become a client, like so many of you are here. All right, let me just put the link in the chat in case you are not yet a client of mine. All right, how many of you, those who are clients of mine, guys, let me know if you found the service that we have shared with you guys in terms of the ideas useful. Type U for useful, or type U for useful. You found it useful. You've learned something. Type U. All right. And for those of you who are not yet a client, if you want to get some of my ideas and private trainings, videos much faster, you can click on this link right over here. That's how you can get some of my ideas daily by WhatsApp much faster. All right, especially if you're trading online on your own. All right, and you, I don't know, whether you have a broker or not, or there's no service, there's nobody who WhatsApp you or send you any videos or ideas or training. You don't know who your broker is. You're just trading online on some online broking platform on the app or something like that. Then you pretty much want to come aboard as a client, guys. I just placed the link in the chat, right? So that's pretty much the link. You can click on it to become a client of mine, and that's where you do get some of my ideas much faster by WhatsApp daily. And the key here is that at no additional cost. It's pretty much the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading. Same, all right? The same, right? There's no extra fees or anything. It's the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading. The question is your broker doing anything, all right? Or sending you any ideas or videos, or you're just like, oh, nobody cares about you, all right? So click on the link. I'll just place the link in the chat, all right? That is pretty much the link if you want to find out how to become a client of mine in Phillip Securities. Like many of those over here, thank you so much for your support. Chili, Wang, Inglim, Alan, Tom, Dude, Jerome, Dave, useful. Awesome. Thank you so much, right? Thanks so much for the support for those of you who are clients of mine. For those of you who are not yet, make sure you come on board as a client, all right? Hong Li, how to join a WhatsApp? Yeah, you need to be a client of mine in Phillip Securities. All right, I've just placed the link in the chat, Hong Li. So just click on it, fill in your details. My team will reach out to you. All right, and once your account is ready, my team will reach out, and that's where we'll share with you a bit more how to get on board this WhatsApp broadcast, whereby we do share some of those ideas daily. All right, and I think 𝐷𝐶𝐶 Industry was definitely one of them since last year. We have covered it, since last year. All right, so I hope that answers the question. So let's move on to 𝐷𝐶𝐻 industry right now. So those of you who are not yet a client, go ahead to click on the link, all right, to get started and come on board. And as I say, there's absolutely no additional charge whatsoever. It's pretty much the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading. All right, the thing is that is your broker or is there anybody even there doing anything? All right, if it's not, then you definitely want to come on. All right, okay. So let's move on to 𝐷𝐶𝐻 industry right now. So you can see that for 𝐷𝐶𝐻 industry, the trend has been pretty much up, I would say, in the longer term, right? Look at this. The 100 days moving average has crossed back above the 200 days moving average, right? We saw a little bit of consolidation, but since like 2020 as well, 100 days above the 200 days, red above the blue, all right? And we have been pushing higher and higher. Of course, in the short term, we did see a couple of selling. Look at this right here. We saw a couple of selling right here, a couple of selling as well right over here, a couple of selling, all right? So in the short term, there is some selling or some weakness, and it hits back to what we call the longer term support, and buyer starts to come back up, right? So 𝐷𝐶𝐻 industry, I would say, is one of those longer term uptrending stock. I would say longer term, right? But the longer term uptrend doesn't mean like in the short term it will be uptrend as well. As I say, short term we can also see some weakness. All right. So let's take a look at what happened in the short term. So let me just go to draw some of those support and resistance lines. You can see that right over here, there's a support level. Maybe over here as well, that's what we call a resistance level. So since May, right? Since May, we kind of like hit a little bit of an obstacle and we started to consolidate from $5 to $5.80. Look at this, swing up, swing down, swing up, swing down. And gradually we approach the $5, right? The $5. And $5, to be honest, it was actually a very strong psychological support. We can actually, stage a rebound from 5 back to 5.80, and it might just consolidate here, and then it breaks the 5.80 to $6. The uptrend continues, right? But what happens that over the past 1 to 2 months, as the market weakened, we saw some signs of weakness. You can see that the 20 days moving average line right over here has been pointing down and down. And if it actually stabilizes, right? If it actually stabilized near the $5, or it starts to flatten out, or maybe start to point up, great, right? That could be a good entry that could lead the reversal back up. But no, right? It didn't happen, right? It broke the $5, it broke the $5, and unfortunately, when that happens, the 20 days moving average, the short-term trend, started to point even lower. Can you see, guys? This 20 days moving average is still pointing down. All right, and so now this 20 days moving average, you can see, guys, it is still, I would say, pointing down, right? It's still pointing down. So let me know, guys, what do you guys think about the short-term trend, right? Not the long-term, the short-term trend. Is it down or up right now? Let me know, guys, is it up or down, the short-term trend? I think all of us know about the longer term trend, right? It's still okay, but the short term trend, is it up or down? Let me know, guys, in chat. There should be a chat, and go ahead to type it in the chat. All right, you should be you have, if you're down or up, let me know. Just type, is the short term trend, is it up or is it down? All right, so let's see, right? So down, let's see, consolidation down. Kahin, you're saying down as well. Dave is down. All right, so okay, good. Let's take a look, right? So I would say that the 20 days moving average line is still pointing down, right? So unfortunately, this short-term trend, it is still pointing down. It is still pointing down. So you just want to be a bit more careful. Because we might just consolidate a little bit. All right, there's still no clear signs of a reversal back up yet in the short term. So we can draw another support level, and you see I've drawn it right over here, somewhere around the 440 to 450, maybe around the 420 level. You can see that was pretty much the support level we have consolidated beginning of the year before breaking above and trading all the way up. So that could be the potential support level that we can head to before hopefully some bargain hunting comes back, right? But it doesn't mean that, because we have drawn this support, it will surely hit there and you can buy there and it will surely rebound from there. Does it make sense? It doesn't mean that, right? Because even though we have drawn the support, what we want to see is that we still want to see some signs of a reversal near the support level, at least some signs of some bullish candlestick price action. As I say, guys, we don't have time to cover all the strategy and all that, but if you want to know a bit more, attend one of those free webinars, all right? But essentially, we're going to look at some bullish candlestick price action, or perhaps this 20 days moving average, the green line, at least starting to flatten out or starting to reverse back up. Does it make sense? All right. And when it happens near the support level, well, that could lead to that rebound as well in the short term, right? That could lead to rebound in the short term, and we could see at least some stability. And instead of just prices just going lower and consolidating and hitting lower as well, right? We could at least see some support being found. But right now, there is not yet a very clear support found. We have just consolidated briefly, right? Just from 480 to 5, and then we broke 480. Now we are like about $4.62, which is very near the 450. All right, so that is 𝐷𝐶𝐶 industry. All right, if you're looking to buy, I think it's good. This is definitely one of those stocks in our watch list, but we still want to wait for a little bit more confirmation, right, in terms of the short-term trend, stabilizing or at least starting to not point down. All right, and that's where you could start to time your entry to get it. All right, so that's for 𝐷𝐶𝐶 industry. Let's take a look at maybe for 𝐷𝐶𝐶 industry. As I say, guys, for this system that I have, we can type, if sometimes I'm lazy, I can simply type the name of any stocks that I want into the system. So like 𝐷𝐶𝐶 industry, let's take a look at it. All right, so you could see that, yeah, 𝐷𝐶𝐶 industry was one of those pretty good stocks. Right? As I say, since last year, the trend was like slightly down a little bit. You can see it was uptrend, green bar uptrend, and since like November 2022 last year, the bar turned from red to green. So turned from a downtrend to uptrend, and we have bullish signals coming back. Look at this green arrow pointing up, green arrow pointing up, just pop, went up, pop, went up, pop, went up. All right, and we saw some consolidation, but somewhere around like August, right, where it was just looking a little bit shaky. We couldn't break above that $6 resistance, and that was where we broke this support level. A little bit of 550 was the support. You can see bearish signal came out. Consolidated, another bearish signal came out when we broke the $5. Look at this, that went all the way down, and we got an exit signal over the past 2 days. So this is a white arrow pointing up. It's an exit. An exit just means that, okay, there's some bargain hunting, or there's some buying pressure coming back. So it's an exit from this bearish signal. All right, but we don't really have a bullish signal yet. I mean, a bullish signal would be one with like a green arrow, all right, green arrow pointing up, like what we saw here. All right, if we do see like a new green arrow, a bullish signal, great, right? That is where it could lead us to look at this stock a little bit more carefully, all right? Put a bit more attention to it, because that is where potentially the reversal might start to come back. All right, so that's for 𝐷𝐶𝐶 industry. One of the stocks that's still on watch list. All right, short term, a little bit weaker. All right, we have seen a bit of a bargain hunting, but we want to wait for clearer signs of a reversal in terms of a downtrend to back to an uptrend for the short term. All right, does it make sense, guys? If you guys are still following me so far, type a F for follow, guys. If you're still following me so far, before we move on to the next stock, right, type F for follow, all right? And you have learned something so far. What I'm saying makes sense. Type F in the chat. All right, so great to see you guys here. Very, very happy to see many familiar faces. Hi, Munchu, Jenny F, Tom F. Great that you guys are following. All right, and all right. So if you are new to this Facebook live show, guys, and you're just joining us, welcome. All right, and what happens is that we have gone through pretty much some of the stocks that you guys were asking about. We did a live poll, and I picked like 8 stocks that all of you guys want a quick opinion on. I covered Seatrium, SunPower, Genting Singapore, and 𝐷𝐶𝐶 industry. 4 stocks already. All right, so I hope that these were the stocks that you guys were asking about. We did a live poll. I have no idea what stocks. I mean, some of them, like SunPower, I've not looked at it for many years already. All right, but so Seatrium, SunPower, Genting Sing, 𝐷𝐶𝐶 industry. Let's move on to stock number 5. Right, stock number 5, which would be iFast. Right, type 5, guys. Type 5 in the chat if you were one of those who actually asked about iFast. I think we have like more than 20 of you actually asking for iFast. Type 5 in the chat if you are, the one who asked for iFast. I want to make sure we have a lot of people asking for iFast before I cover it. Type 5 in the chat. Okay, so 555. Awesome. So let's take a look at iFast. It seems like it's pretty popular. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so iFast, one of those fintech firm, all right, and it's trading at about $6.13, $6.13. So I would say that iFast has actually been in my watch list, I would say, since the beginning of the year, whereby we have found what we call a little bit of a bottom, right? We found this bottom right here, November, and we formed a higher support level, all right? And it seems like we were actually consolidating at a higher support level over the past few weeks. So this was the support level. In fact, it was like from $5.50 to $6. Look at this, right? Swing up, swing down, swing up, swing down. And $6 was a very key resistance level, all right? That why, we have been trading below since last year, right? $6. You touch it, you can see right here, and we sold all the way down, right? So, over the past like 1 month, we were actually consolidating from $5.50 to $6, and I was actually expecting it to break the $6 eventually because there were some signs of the trend starting to turn up. Look at this, right? The 100 days moving average, first of all, has crossed back above the 200 days moving average. So that's a good thing, right? And the next thing is that we have found a higher support along the way since May to July. And, now $5 was a support level, all right? And it was a little bit, more volatile, I would say, for this, because just a couple of days back, you could see that we actually broke down this $5.50 support. Look at this, pretty red bar, right? Pretty red bar, quite a bearish bar, candlestick bar. We broke down, but the thing here is that there was no clear follow through. We did not actually go like below the low of these days. So the low was at $5.29. So if we actually went below the day, below 529 or 528 or 527, then not so good. We could actually see some heavy selling. But what happens was, I think there was some pretty good earnings result that came in above expectations, and we got this, bullish bar coming back. All right, bullish bar coming back, and it did not actually follow through in terms of the bearish move below 550. All right, and we went back above the 550, and today, quite surprisingly, all right, with the I think the results announcement, we actually climbed back and broke that $6 level, right? It closed at $6.13. So I think that not too bad. That is a good thing in terms of I think it's quite a bullish move. We went up by more than 5-10%. All right, so $6 would be now that new support level, right? It's only 1 day, so I think if the next few days, if we can stay above that $6, great. All right, potentially we could start to really see a bit more upside in the short term for iFAST. So I think it looks quite good, right? $6 is key right now. We must stay above it. It's only 1 day, all right, and that's where I think it looks pretty okay for iFAST. All right, that's for iFAST. I think it looks good. All right, $6 is the new support level. All right, that we want to watch. So upside could be all the way to maybe about $6.50 to $7. Look at this right here. So $7 was the resistance level. You can see right here we broke straight all the way up. Support level as well. So $6.50 to $7. That would be kind of like the next upside targets, whereby some selling pressure can come back again. All right, so that would be for iFAST. Let's take a look at what it says. Okay, good. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, let's take a look at iFAST. I think some of you might want to look at what it says on my system. So you can see this is iFAST. Let's take a look at it. iFAST on my 1GT system. So you can see for iFAST since last year, this was a really good move. I think we got a bearish signal in September last year, all the way down. We got an exit, and then we got new bullish signal. Look at this, right? When we got this bullish signal coming out about 370, it's shot all the way up. We got an exit, and we got it right over here, consolidate, and then we got bearish signals coming back, and it started to hit down. Right? Let's see what happens over the past few months. All right, so a bullish signal in July, all the way up, and it was pretty much just consolidating, right? But the key is this, right? Just today, on the 26th of October, we got a new bullish signal coming out. As I say, it's pretty bullish, right? Pretty bullish if we can stay above that $6. $6 would be a support level. We got this new bullish signal, all right? And yeah, I think from the system, what happens is that it kind of filtered out, and based on today's move above $6, right, we have a new bullish signal coming back. So not too bad, right? If you can stay above $6, I think this bullish signal can continue to play out. We might push to $6.50, $7. If we see an exit, that could guide us to also take some profit and get out as well. But not too bad, right? A move above $6 is a good thing, right? So that's for iFAST. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at the next stock, which would be SIA. I think Singapore Airlines. Where is it? Singapore Airlines, right? Let's take a look. Okay, very good. So let's take a look at Singapore Airlines right here. Okay, so before I talk about Singapore Airlines, guys, what do you guys think about Singapore Airlines right now? Is it looking more up or down? More up or down? All right, type in the chat, guys. Is it up for you, D for down? Type in the chat what do you guys think about Singapore Airlines. Is it up or down? All right, down, up. Maureen, you're saying it's a bit of up. SIA, this is a bit of a down as well. Down, short. up, Shuning, Leong is saying it's a bit of up as well. Sito down. Thank you so much for participating, guys. For those of you who are just joining us, make sure you participate, guys, so that you can learn something as well. All right. So right now we're going through Singapore Airlines, one of those top favorite stock that get asked quite often on. All right. So let's see what it says, right? Is it time to buy? Should we be careful about it? Let's take a look, right? So I think some of you are saying up, some of you are saying down. So I would say that for Singapore Airlines, right, it was one of those pretty, I caught for this stock. I think some of my clients have received it as well since like beginning of the year. We actually covered it because it was actually trading below this $6 resistance level. So $6 was a very key, I would say, resistance level, and we were actually forming what we call higher low. So the trend was actually slowly starting to turn up, right? Forming higher lows. This is what we call an upward sloping channel support line, all right? But we got this resistance here. So about $5.60, you can see we broke above it and we consolidated from $5.60 to $6. And eventually the $6 gave way. You could see we went all the way from $6 to like $8. And that was where some selling came back. All right. So we were actually, for SIA, holding above this support level. This support level would be around that, I would say, maybe about $7 to $7.10. You can see right over here, right? So we kind of like rebounded from it. So about $7.10. That would be kind of like the range, right? 710, right? But we broke down. You can see as we broke the 710, not so good, right? Not so good. The trend started to turn down, right? Not just like last week or last month, but since like August, the trend unfortunately started to turn down with it breaking the 710. The 20 days moving average line, the green line started to point down as well. So not so good. This green line, it is still pointing down, all right? This green line, unfortunately, is still pointing down. So short-term wise, I would say still some weakness. There's still no clear signs of a reversal yet, all right? We could be just rebounding a little bit, all right? But we want to see if, the short-term trend can at least stabilize, right? It's not really pointing down. But right now, I would say that the short-term trend would still be down, all right? But let's take a look at this key level again. So as I mentioned, this $6 would be a very key level, right? $6 resistance, we broke all the way up, and when it actually headed towards this $6, right, that is where we want to open our eyes again, because that resistance would now be a very good support level, all right? And I want to put your attention to this level, this thing right over here. You can see that over the past 1 week, right, we did see quite a bullish candle, all right? As I say, guys, I don't have time to cover the whole strategy and all that, but essentially what we want to look for at certain support level would be some of those bullish candlestick price action that can potentially point towards a reversal signal, all right? And we did see this bullish candlestick pattern coming out, right? It's a red bar. This is what we call something like a spinning top. We got a long lower shadow, and it happens pretty near that $6 level right over here, right? So it kind of like gives a little bit of weight, right? Not very sure yet, but it gives a little bit of weight, whereby this $6 could be the support level that we are looking for. From resistance to support, we hit it there. This came out. The next day, we rebounded up back above $6. So that could be a sign. Whereby this $6 could be a near-term support eventually, right? But the key here is that the short-term trend is still pretty much pointing down, right? So I think, we want to give it a bit more time to get more confirmation. So over the next 1 or 2 weeks, I think if we can stay above the $6, we hold above it, great. We might start to see the short-term trend, all right, slowly starting to stabilize, right? Or maybe even flatten out. And potentially when that happens, based on this bullish candle as well, we might hopefully see a reversal, right? And that would be a better confirmation. But right now, still no clear signs because it's in like 2 or 3 days, right? But definitely this is one of the stocks whereby you can put in your watch list, right? Sort of like quite a fair bit. So yes, you can put in your watch list for potential reversal all the way back up to maybe $6.50 and then all the way back to $7 as well. All right, so that's for SIA. Let's take a look at SIA, in terms of my system. So as I say, for this system that I have, you can pretty much type the name of any stocks, into it to see what it says, right? So for SIA, let's take a look at it right here. And let's see what it says, right? So this system kind of guides us on entry and exit, right? It comes up with bullish and bearish signals. You can scan for it. I'll not do any scan today, but essentially you can type the name of any stocks. And let's see for SIA what comes out. All right, so you can see for SIA since last year, it was a pretty good stock, right? We had a couple of bullish signals, went up, consolidate a little bit. Look at this, right? This was a pretty good bullish signal, 20th of April. And after that, 2 or 3 weeks later, it broke the $6 and shot all the way up. We got an exit. And let's see, right? Somewhere around like August, as I mentioned, we broke the $7.10 support level. Not so good, right? Bearish signal came up, went down. Another bearish signal came up, went down. And let's take a look, right? So you can see right here, the most recent one is a bearish signal. 17 October 2023, a bearish signal, went all the way down. So we still have a bearish signal right now, all right? So a little bit, still a little bit weaker, right? A little bit weaker, even though we have headed to the $6. But we'll see, right? As I say, if we continue to stay above the $6, eventually an exit signal might come out. And if we see signs of the short-term trend starting to turn up as well, great. Then hopefully we can see like a new bullish signal like that could potentially lead the reversal back up. All right, so this is SIA. All right, just take note of the support, $6. Right, we want to stay above it. Right, and if that happens, great. All right, that would be, I would say, a ground for it to find some stability for the move back up. All right, so that is SIA, Singapore Airlines. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which will be Franken. All right, Franken. So we have covered, guys. We have pretty much covered like 6 stocks already: Seatrium, SunPower, Genting Singapore, Sembcorp Industry, iFast, SIA. So let's take a look at number 7, which would be Franken, right? Franken right over here. So I think Franken was one of those stocks whereby I did a video on YouTube as well. So let's take a look at it again to see what it says. All right, so okay, so I think Franken is trading at about that $1.08, $1.08. So for Franken, I would say that over the past, like, 1 year, over the past 1 year, it seems like we have found a little bit of stability right at this support level, 80 cents. Right? Look at this, 80 cents was a very good support level whereby we have traded above for about a year. All right, so that is a very good support base. We have rebounded like 3 times above it. And not only that, you can see that as we consolidated from 80 cents to 95, right? 95 was a little bit of a resistance, right? Resistance, support, resistance, and right over here when we broke above it, there were some targets that were actually drawn right from 95 all the way up to that critical 120. So it seems like we have headed to our target, all right, and some selling is coming back again, right? Why are we seeing selling at 120? Well, because you can see that 120, right? In fact, before it headed there, we actually draw some targets to 120. Why? Because 120, look at this, right? Since last year, 120 was a very critical resistance level. Look at this. We touched, we came down, touched, we came down, touched, came down. All right. And in fact, just last week, we touched and we came down. So 120 is where some heavy selling can come back again. So you have got in here like 80 to 90 cents. Definitely you want to think about maybe taking some profit near 120 because that is potentially where sellers can come back and might retrace back down from there. All right. And yeah, indeed, yes, retrace back down. All right. And we are at about 1.08 right now, right? So is it all loss? I mean, is it still bearish and all that? Well, I would say that even though we have faced some resistance at 120, overall, we are back to what we call a consolidation. So if I can draw another support level, so 95 cents would be a bit too low. It seems like we have maybe found a little bit of support at around the $1. So the range right now for Franken might be from $1, all right, all the way to about that $1.20. It might just be, doing this up and down, swing down, swing up, swing down and up for a while. And hopefully we want to really attempt that break of the 120 resistance level, right? If that happens, right, guys, I think that would be a good thing. That is where the uptrend can really take shape much stronger, all right? But right now, I think 120, as long as you stay below it, it is still a sideways movement. You can see that the longer term moving average, the blue line and the red line, they are all moving sideways. They're all moving sideways. So not really a very clear uptrend yet, all right? And how do we turn into an uptrend? Well, we want to break the 120. I can tell you that if we do break the 120 level, of course, we stay above it, right? So we break above it, we stay above it. That would be a very, very good indication whereby buyers are prepared to take prices higher, and we stay above that 120. Eventually, the moving averages will start to point up. The trend can start to reverse up much more firmly. In terms of the uptrend forming, that will be much, much clearer. And all these moving averages will also start to point up. All All right, so that would be for Franken. Take a note of that 1.20 resistance level. All right, for Franken. Okay, and so I think for those of you asking about Franken, I hope that that helps. Right, in terms of this, it's looking okay, but just that now we're pretty much just back to this $1 to 120 consolidation, which is normal. All right, maybe we can take a look at what it says from the system. So for any stocks, guys, you can simply type into the system, right? So Franken, let's take a look at it. All right, so Franken, yeah, so it was pretty much bearish. Look at this, right? A couple of bullish signal, went up, and then we got bearish signal in beginning of the year. Went down, and there was a bullish signal. It started the recovery, went up, all right. And recently, it was just a little bit of a bullish signal. You can see the trend bar is turned from red to green, so it looks quite okay, all right. It's just pretty much consolidating, so not a very clear trend yet. But as I mentioned, if we break the 120, a very good new bullish signal can start to happen, or it can play out, and we might start to push even higher. All right, so that's one thing I will look out for, the 120 resistance level. Okay, so that's for Franken. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which will be UOB. All right, UOB. Let's take a look at UOB. I think some of you might be asking about UOB. Let's take a look. Right. Okay, so this is UOB. All right, UOB trading at about 27.28. Right. So for UOB, right, you can see that we are pretty much moving a little bit of sideways movement. You can see that was where we have a bit of support around that 2750 level. Look at this, 2750 rebounded. It was also that resistance level. Look at this right here, a couple of resistance. So 2750 would be a slight support whereby, if you stay above it, great. That is where potentially, we might see a rebound, right? But we are kind of like hit there. And the short-term trend was still pointing down. And today, it seems like that has broken as well. So what would be the next support level we can watch? Well, I would say that this support would be very, very critical, all right? And I would say that's where some good bargain hunting can come back again. So if you're one of those who like to get in on the banks when it's cheap, right? Those really good support, you want to get in for the longer term. Well, I think you want to take note of UOB in terms of this price level. That $26. Look at this, right? 26 since like last year, right? 2021 as well. We have staged a couple of rebounds. So now that we have broken that 2750, yeah, you might maybe see a bit of support at 27. But if that breaks down, I think potentially that is pretty much back to that 26 support level. All right. So UOB, a bit of weakness because we kind of like push a little bit lower. We broke this 2750 support, so a little bit of weakness. But take note of where some good support can come back again, which is $26. Right, $26. All right, so that is pretty much for UOB, right? How many of you guys have taken away something so far, right? Type V, type value, guys. Type V for value if you have gotten some value, or based on the stocks that I've covered, you have taken away something. Hopefully, these are the stocks that you guys were asking about. Type V for value if you have gotten some value, all right, out of this Facebook Live Ask Me Any Stock session right now. All right, thank you guys. Thanks, Shuning, value, V. Thanks, Maureen, Penny, Grant, Tom, VB. All right, very good. So I'm glad that all of you guys have taken away something. All right, so as I say, this session is pretty much just to cover the stocks, right? To cover the refreshing. Jaden, thank you so much, right? So yeah, hopefully you learned something, or hopefully the stocks, you now have a clearer idea of what to look out for in the stocks, and not just buy blindly, but you want to have a strategy as well. So I do have time, as I say, guys, to cover the whole strategy called the one good trend. All right. So if you want to find out a little bit more on how you get access to this system, or the whole framework behind the system, let me just place the link in the chat. I think some of you are messaging me how to learn a bit more. All right. So I will just place the link in the chat one more time. You can attend a free webinar. All right. We have one next week. So attend a free webinar whereby I'll share with you a bit more on the whole entire mindset. What do we want to look out for? All right. A glimpse of the entire strategy. I hope that makes sense to you. All right. Okay. So let me move on to the bonus stock, right? So we have pretty much come to the end, but I want to share with you guys one bonus stock at the end, all right, that I like. So I've pretty much gone through the stocks that you guys were asking about. So if you want me to review one stock that I like, all right, that potentially you can put it in your watch list as well, all right. Type a 10, guys. Type a 10 in chat. All right, I'll make sure a lot of you type 10, more than 20 or 30 of you typing 10 before I will share with you one stock that I like as well. Type a 10 in the chat, guys, type a 10 in chat if you want me to share with you, one of those stocks that I like. All right, type 10 in the chat. All right, 10, 10, 10. All right, so thank you so much, guys. All right, so yeah, so what happens, guys, is that for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. All right, but we are pretty much coming to the end already. I've covered like 8 stocks already. So those are the stocks that you guys were asking about. We did a live poll. So thanks for staying all the way here. And right now, I want to share with you pretty much one stock that you can perhaps put in your watch list as well. All right, whereby we could see some potential upside. Maybe not tomorrow, not next week, but we are looking at it. It's a watch list. All right, and that is a stock whereby you could also watch and have it in your watch list as well. All right, so what is this stock? Let me just share with you right now. So I see a lot of 10, 10, 10. Thank you so much, guys. 10, Lawrence, 10. Okay, very good. And would it be okay, guys, before I review this stock, help me to like and share. All right, just click on the heart shape button. Show me some love, guys. Just click on the like and share. I think there should be a heart shape button, right? So that you can reach out to more people. All right, click the like and share button. And once you share it, guys, then this video will be on your, oh, thank you so much. Thanks for all the loves and the hearts and like. Thank you, guys. All right, okay, very good. So once you share it, guys, this video will be on your profile as well. So you can just simply refer to it very quickly. All right, so go to click a share as well. Thank you for all the hearts and stuff. Okay, so let me just share with you guys one stock that I like. All right, one stock that I like. After covering all the stock that you guys were asking about, what is one stock that is in my watch list, whereby I'm actually looking for entry, looking for a good reversal potentially happening. All right, so let me just share with you. I think this stock, I've covered it a couple of times since last year actually. All right, so this would be Food Empire. All right, let me share with you this stock called Food Empire right over here. How many of you have heard of this stock called Food Empire before? Type a F for food. F for Food Empire, type F in the chat if you have heard of this stock before, or maybe you have seen me covering it since last year. Type F in the chat. Let me know. All right, so Food Empire, I would say that is one of those pretty strong uptrending stocks since last year. All right, we have broken a very key resistance level somewhere around that 55 cents, 60 cents level. Look at this right here. So it's a bit of a resistance here around the 55 to 60 cents. And when we broke above it, there were some signs of the trend starting to turn up. So we went from like 55 to 60, 70, 80, 90 cents. And I caught for it many times, started to push up. And over the past 1-2 months, the market started to weaken. So the momentum kind of like stopped a little bit. All right. And we are seeing what we call some sideways consolidation right now, which is healthy, right? Because why? Because the longer term trend is, I would say, still up in my opinion, right? Why? Because when we look at longer term trend, we want to look at what we call the longer term moving average. So in terms of like the 100 days moving average, the red line and the blue line, both of them are still pointing up unless it breaks certain support like the 95 cents or the 90 cents. Okay, good. Then we might turn bearish. We might turn it to a downtrend. That would be another thing altogether. Right? We might have a bearish signal coming out. The trend bar from my system will turn red and all that, right? But if we do stay above, which is what we're doing right now, right? If we do stay above certain key support level, like the $1, like the 95 cents, I think that the longer term trend is still pretty positive, all right? But the short-term trend, we are just consolidating sideways. So what is the consolidation range right now? Right, I would say right over here, the range will be quite clearly from that $1, right? $1 to somewhere around that $1.20. So it's like about a 20 cents. Now it's about 1.04. So we did see a bit of weakness in the short term because you could see, right, near 120, sellers actually came back, and that was what we expected as well, because 120 was actually a key resistance level whereby we sold off somewhere in July. So when it hit it to 120, 119, 117, 118, that is where potentially some selling can come back. All right, so it's good to get out first. All right, maybe wait for a pullback and then get in again. But the question is, where should you think about getting in? To ride the rebound? Well, I would say that somewhere near that $1, right? First of all, $1 is a psychological level. A couple of rebounds to that. 95 cents as well. I'm not too sure whether it will hit to 95 cents. It might seem a little bit lower. All right, of course, if $1 would break, then it might hit to 95. But so far, $1 would be kind of like the near term psychological support level, where the longer term moving averages line is, right? So the blue line, the 200 days moving average, is right over there as well. So what happens is that, when we see some good bullish reversal candle, or of course, when we do see some signs of the short-term trend. So now the short-term trend might be still down, as I say, right? Because we broke the 110, we might still be heading down in the short term towards the $1 level, maybe towards 95 cents. We're not too sure, right? But once it hit to these levels, that's where we open our eyes again, and we see if there are any signs of the trend starting to turn up in the short term. And we do look out for some of the trend indicators like the moving averages, right, the green line, and to see, or maybe try to spot some bullish reversal candlestick pattern as well, right? If all these forms up there, that could lead the reversal, right, all the way up from here, from as I say, about 95 to $1, all the way up to maybe that 120. And if that happens, if the 120 were to give way as well, great. That is where, potentially we might start to see the uptrend continue to a next higher phase. All right, so that would be for Food Empire, one of those stocks that's in our watch list. We have covered it many times over the past year. All right, and right now it's just consolidating. All right, but there could still be a potential for an entry again, because it has came down pretty attractive price, right? But it came down to some of the levels that we are looking at as well. All right, so that is for Food Empire. That's for Food Empire. All right, so yes, that's it, guys. So that is pretty much the bonus stock I'd like to share with you guys. I think maybe some of you have asked about it, but I hope that is the bonus stock I'll share with you guys. You can put it in your watch list as well. All right, and we have pretty much gone on for like almost 1.5 hours already, which is so that is it, guys. So that is it. I pretty much covered all the 8 stocks already. So number 1 is Seatrium, number 2 Sun Power, Genting Sing, Sembcorp Industry, iFast, SIA, Franken, and UOB, and the bonus stock would be Food Empire. All right, so thank you so much, guys. If you guys have found some value, all right, just give me a like and heart. I hope that you guys have taken away something. And if you want to know how you can get some of these ideas, in fact, for Food Empire, we have actually sent a note to clients of mine in Phillip Securities many times by WhatsApp daily. So if you are not yet a client of mine in Phillip Securities, let me just share the link again. All right, whereby you can come on board as a client. All right, right over there. I'll just click, that's the link. All right, click on it. All right, fill up the details. My team will reach out to you. All right, and that's where you can come on board as a client of mine in Phillip Securities. You have a trading account under me. All right, it's completely free to open a trading account, guys. By the way, it's like the trading account that you have anywhere, right? So it's free, all right? And you do not pay anything more, right? So again, you don't pay anything more. It's pretty much the same as whatever you're paying, the usual fees and commission that you're paying when you're trading anyway, right? So if you're not getting any service from your broker, no idea, no video, no training, no Facebook Live, no updates, don't even know who your broker is, it's just some online platform or app, make sure you come aboard as a client of mine in Phillip Securities to get some of my ideas much faster. All right, in fact, even faster before we talk about it on Facebook Live, like what we're doing now. All right, so just click on the link to find out a bit more. All right, and my team will reach out to you. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for staying all the way here. All right, I appreciate your time. I appreciate all of you still being here. Thank you, Lawrence, Christina, Kitty, thanks, Danielle. Hi, Sensu, Roger, good to see you. Okay, thank you so much. So have a good evening. All right, and I look forward to see you in one of my live webinars. If you want to find out a little bit more on the, okay, let me see, right? So you're going to find out a little bit more on like the strategy and the system and all that. I'll just place the link one more time in the chat. That's how you can click on it, attend a free webinar. We'll dive a little bit more on the strategy, the whole framework, the whole mindset as well. That's very important, right? So I believe my job is done for the day. Thank you so much for staying all the way here. Thank you so much for attending the Facebook Live Ask Me Any Stock session, guys. And I look forward to see you the next Facebook Live. And what you want to do, guys, is very simple, right? We have a lot of you still here. All right, what you want to do is to go ahead to the bell icon. So if you're on your phone, you can go ahead to click on this like notification. I think there's a bell notification to allow it, so that when we go live in the future, you will be notified as well. All right, so click on the bell notification. I think somewhere on the right hand corner. All right, click on the bell notification, and that's where you'll be alerted. Right. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next Facebook Live or in a webinar. Joey here signing off. Have a good evening. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.